Hey, what's up, people? We be back. We back. Chris will be back in just a minute. We uh we went through an hour like super fast again, real fast, yo. Like it flies by. It flies. Matt, can you hear me? Do I sound how I sound? Yeah, man.
Right.
That hour goes by, and
That was
I'm glad you
perfect.
started talking about that because I wanted to talk about that for sure, about just LA and I'm gonna let some more people join in. I'm gonna pin your stuff back again too, but I wanted to talk about that. Ooh, you went right into it. You helped me out with that one, but I wanted to go right into that. I wanted to talk about it earlier, but I started going all crazy all over the place again.
No, don't worry. I'm random too. I'm always running my mouth, talking long-winded, and forgetting what I was even started with.
Nah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Like that joint, it helps me. No bull, because it helps me a lot. Because I got a one of my friend of mine that's been friends with me for like 20 something years. She coaches on the girl side with us, and she kind of helps me out. We'll get things going, and
It's cracking up again.
oh, is it cracking up again? I'm
There
gonna
you,
move my hand.
there you go.
Yeah, let me move my hand out the way. All right, I'm just pinning your name back up again. But she kind of helps me out get stuff going with like she gives me some questions and stuff too. So I kind of like bounce around them and look at them. But I know once we get talking and it goes real good then. But yeah, I got it now. So I wanted to ask you about LA. Like you know what I'm saying. Like a lot of people heard of LA. I've been to LA. Like I said. Back in the day, my first time coming to LA, I came to LA for All Star Weekend in 2004. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And
I remember
yo,
that.
man, I stayed on Sunset. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So my guy from New York, he had a nephew that lived out there, lived in LA. So um, once we got out there, we went to the rental car spot. We had the big cars. We rented Range Rovers and Yukons. We was just going crazy in LA. You know what I mean? Like East Coast dudes, first time ever going to LA. Like my first time ever. I met up with some of my people from Ohio. And it was so crazy. He was from Ohio and he knew LeBron already. That was
Mm.
LeBron's first All Star. And he called Ohio the land, you know what I'm saying? Or Cleveland, he called it the land. This is '04. I knew nothing about Cleveland either, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So when he introduced me to LeBron at the NBA Association party, I grew up with Allen Iverson, so they were out there. It was just a good time. But I felt the energy though in LA, like on Sunset, like I felt the West Coast energy, not really loving East Coast dudes, like
Oh, four.
especially '04. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? You could feel the energy, like they were. It was real tense. Game was about to start popping in. You know what I'm saying? I went to a club. Man, what's the name of it? It was on Vine Street. It was like a legendary club too. Like I guess it's one of the clubs that started out in LA or whatever. But I think it was on Vine Street. Is that a
Back,
street?
no, back, no. I mean, back, yeah. Sunset and Vine was popping. Yeah.
Yeah, so we went out there and I could just feel the energy, like the bouncer at the door. My guy was a club guy, like a club promoter from DC. So he knew some guys out there, but the bouncer was outside with the with bulletproof vest on. You know what I mean? He said he used to be a gangbanger, and it's just like, he was telling us just stories like, yo, I'm 30 something now, but you know what I'm saying, 35, 36 he was back then that time. He was like, but I came up, you know what I'm saying, in it, you know what I'm saying, in LA, in the mix or whatever. So just putting all that in the basketball, like how did that happen? Did that help you, like, start wanting to take the kids in the house, or you know what I mean, or is it tough playing outside in LA or in the town?
Well, for me, yeah. So like, you know, I grew up in South Central. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it, it probably don't look like it's dangerous, but it's extremely dangerous. And clearly, by us losing Nipsey, it showed
Hmm.
that things ain't changed too much in the hood. But and my story isn't from uh, being on the corner selling dope. My corner is
Hmm.
I've been in every gym in LA, playing against every dude in different hoods at all times. Like that's where people get. That's why the nickname has stood the test of time, because people just know I used to just compete and I compete anywhere.
Hmm.
So playing indoors, that's just the way it is now. I wish
Mm.
kids play outside.
Right.
But they just don't. But playing outside builds character. And it builds
Mm-hmm.
character in more than one way. Like my mom didn't drop me. Like I said, my father died when I was a kid. So my mom didn't drop me off to go play basketball. Either I walked with my boys or I caught the bus. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, there's different rules that, you know, if I'm going to go play in Inglewood, which is a blood city, I can't wear blue. And I can't take my homeboy with me. Or if my homeboy come, who's a Crip, he got to know he can't be saying cuz all day. Or vice versa. If I go with my Bloods and my Bloods come play with me when I live in the Crip hood, they know what they got to say. And those just build respect and character to other people that I don't believe some of these kids have, because it's just their parents, it's them and their parents versus everybody. And it's that way when it comes to sports. So yeah, that's part of my whole energy. Like I said, all of us come from different backgrounds. Matt, Dane, Chad, DB. We all, my background is basketball, street ball. I coached and got lucky and coached NBA guys and baseball guys. I was assistant coach when I coached. So I've been around various basketball, but the essence of my ball is from the streets. It's from the park. It's from, I got no, little dude, you ain't got next. No, homeboy, I got next. And either I got to stand up for that, or I got to fall back and wait for somebody tap me on the head and say, you can play.
You can play
that's
now.
how it wasn't going. And that's what Air West Middle is. Like, I got some stories from Air West Middle. Like, kids just don't get it. Like, they just, like, I had a kid, he lost. And I said, well, he was waiting next. He didn't even know what next meant. Like, good, you got next. Okay, what does that mean? That means when that team loses, you can pick 4 other guys to come play with you. Oh, you're not gonna pick them? No, dude, you're gonna pick these 4 other guys to play with you. And then he was just like, but his daddy wasn't. His daddy, I had 2 gyms, so his daddy was another gym. So his daddy wasn't there to give him that vote of confidence. He could be like, no, I don't want to play with you, moopty whoop. So long story short, pulling teeth. With him being quiet, and he ain't quiet any other time, he ended up fixing the team, and then he ended up playing with those guys and having a good time. Kids don't have that. I even had a mom, one of my favorite stories. This kid is going to be pretty good, too, and his mom was a ball player. Mom's coming to me after the game, after the whole night's over, was like, well, I think you should probably, you know, it's a pretty good thing, but you should probably tell the kids what position they can play, because all of them want to be the point guard. And I'm like, that's the purpose of this whole thing.
Right.
Your son is a point guard. He has to stand up for himself to be a
Figure
point guard.
out.
He has to show. If they don't throw the ball the first time, play some defense. Rebound the ball. Now, once you defensive rebound it, you keep the ball. And then you show you can play point guard. I'm not here to hold your hand. No one held my hand other than my brother, my friends. But a fight might break out.
Right.
You might be a hot dog. But if you don't do your thing, then you have nothing you can say about it. So, you know, those are the kind of things that these kids don't get. Or I had this last story. I had a kid who team lost. He was on a really good team. They lost. So he ended up playing with some other team. And while he was walking to the other team, the kid asked me, he's like, man, my team's sorry. Like, I'm thinking like, oh, he's not even gonna play because he already think his team is sorry. Kid ended up playing 2 games, ended up winning 2 games. He ended up being the best player on the floor on both teams. He didn't even know he had it in him because he's so used to being around other good kids that when it was his turn to be a good kid, he thought he wasn't gonna be able to succeed. Addition to that story is one of my best friend's son was on that team, who's slight and who's probably should be held back because he's not really big yet.
Right.
And he was giving him confidence. So after the game was over, my boy's son was like, man, that guy was really nice, and he gave me some confidence. He passed the ball to me. So at the end of the day, they both won. They both learned something else about themselves that came from their parents not having anything to do with it. So
and figuring it out.
Yeah. So yeah, street ball, basketball. I wish kids still play on the park. I be wanting to do an Air West on the park. On the blacktop. I'm scared no kids gonna pull up.
Yeah, because that's what I want to do. I want to take it back outside to this court in Hampton and try to figure something out there. But it's a lot of like, you know, back then it seemed like we didn't think about injury as much as I think people think about injury a lot, and people they already projecting, like looking past college. They're like, oh, my kid is going to be a pro, so I don't want to take him outside, let him hurt his knees on the outside. I'm like,
that's a
nah.
My knees ain't hurt from no outdoors.
Nah, not at all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if your knees hurt, you just had a knee issue. I don't think it's because of the pavement.
It's going to hurt the gym too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It was going to hurt regardless. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just going to hurt regardless.
Yeah,
so you did do a little bit of coaching in high school too? You did some high school coaching?
Yeah. So I first started in 95. My sister was playing. I wasn't going to college. So I graduated in 94, 95. I was just trying to figure out the world. My sister was going to play at my old middle school, which is Audubon. Shout out to Audubon. and my AD was there. He was like, "Do you want to coach?" So I ended up coaching my sister team. I ended up coaching a couple other kids. I had some D1 kids actually on that team. And I didn't know nothing about coaching. So then after that, I went back to school, and then a couple years later, my college teammate Lee Denman Jr. was murdered. He had came home. He had graduated from 4 years. He went to Texas Christie. He came home for 4 years. He was coaching his old high school, Morningside High School. Went to go say what's up to his parents one day and got murdered after practice. Crazy.
Wow.
So at his funeral, Reggie Morris was like, senior. I mean, they both were there because we played on the same college team. But Reggie Morris Jr. was like, "Yo, what you doing? I ain't seen him in a couple of years, man. You should come coach with me, Lou Zinger. I got a pro. He going to the NBA." And back then, like, so 80s and 90s, LA guys just wasn't making it to the pros, and especially not in high school.
Right.
So I was doing my slam ball and my modeling stuff. So I was like, "No, I'll come back next year." And then, lo and behold, my best friend at the time, her nephew and his best friend were transferring from their high school to Lou Zinger. And I was like, "Well, that's perfect timing." And then I went to 2003. I decided to go to Lou Zinger, and that's where I met Kelsey Bars, rest in peace, our legend that died. And I met a young goofy kid with big hands and big feet who could barely run a track named Russell Westbrook. So so I got lucky and fortunate that way. And so then from 2003 to 2010, we ended up getting another pro. DeLon Wright plays for the Dallas Mavericks. And then I had my cousin come from Vegas, who was a baseball player and basketball player, but he wanted to play basketball. I had him come from Vegas. He stayed with me. We played my last year losing in 2010. Amir Garrett. Now he's if the season would have started tomorrow, he would probably be the starting reliever for the Cincinnati Reds. So
that's wild.
So KD and them think they got something with the PG County. Wait till that LA Lou Zinger documentary come out and we talk about all those guys that we had.
LA is crazy. I already know. I mean, I seen somebody. We were having some debates on Twitter about best AAU programs ever and all that type of stuff like that. But then I seen some other some people talking about Los Angeles. I'm like, well, probably LA and LA, Chicago, New York is probably the only places. Maybe Texas too that can compete with DC. Because DC and LA probably over the last 10 years are probably dominating the NBA.
I would think so too. Chicago too. I mean, Chicago for
Chicago,
a minute, they had a good run for me. Like around that 2010, 2013 era years, they had some things going on. But right now, and it goes in waves. You know what I'm saying? At one point when I was growing up, it was New York. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, Philly. Those are the guys everybody was playing about. And one, everybody was in Philly and New York.
Yeah, they were. You're right.
But right now, I can't tell you who had the best AU team because, like I said, that really wasn't my thing. That's some they ain't be having the history. They ain't know all that kind of stuff.
Oh, he know all that. My man that's in here, my dude that's in here, Coach Mack. He's like he's my basketball almanac. He know it. He be knowing everything. He younger than me. You know what I'm saying? Like he know everything from coast to coast, south and up north, all of it. So I kind of lean on him sometimes with it too. So that's an amazing situation too, being able to do that. He said, "What up?" He said, "What up, Red?" He talking with somebody in the chat, but now bouncing around a little bit more too, because I like the Jordan stuff a little bit too. Yeah, like I always do. Like I said, I kind of look at some stuff, then I bounce around. So like your whole thing, like with in LA, and being a big part of Nike basketball in LA, like it seems like over the last couple of years, because we're affiliated with Peach Jam and Nike EYBL basketball. That's how I met you. So it seems like over the last couple of years, like the Final Four teams or teams making it far has been like DMV teams and California teams. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that's a testament to like just the basketball in those areas? Because like we were saying it just like 2 seconds ago, it seems like LA and DC kind of do a lot of damage in the NBA right now. They got a lot of NBA guys in the league. So you think that has something to do with it too? Because it seemed like we made it to the Final Four 07, then we had a down year, then we went back last year in 2019. We played we lost to a West Coast team then in 2017. We lost to man, who did we lose to? Was it Oakland Soldiers? I think we lost to Oakland Soldiers. I think they put us up.
Oakland won it in 2018, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so who knocked us out in 17? Mac, who knocked us out in 17? It was a West Coast team.
with the Castle
It,
Spring.
it was a West Coast team, yo. I know we lost to Why Not this year in the Final Four,
Mm-hmm.
and then that year it had to be what's it? It won't Why Not again.
No,
It
why not?
was,
Wasn't a
it
program.
was
Duke said
Soldiers,
Soldiers. Soldiers did. Yeah, yeah.
Soldiers beat us in 17,
Mm.
and I'm like, damn, they right back. And then I want to say Why Not was in the mix that year too. That was their first year in EY
So
together.
why? So I've been fortunate, even though when Oakland won it in 2018, I was in a hospital. But um, uh, the West Coast has had the last 3 years. It's had a team in the finals. Soldiers won
Yeah.
1 year. Why not's gone in the last 2 years and the first 2
Mm-hmm.
years of the program. So yeah, it is a testament. It's a testament to the coaching. It's a testament to the culture, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to you can try to pinpoint what it is, but it's just like I don't to take anything. It's something in the water. We've
Mm-hmm.
earned it. We've earned it. It's our turn. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
Mm-hmm.
about DMV too. Just it's our turn. And it's guys, and I take responsibility. And the guys like myself and Rico and Keon and everybody else
Mm-hmm.
that got the right coach. It's our job to keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want this to be LA all day for 10 more years, 15 more years. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And it takes having strong guys with the right message that ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
always agree, but just have the right message to
Mm-hmm.
keep this momentum going. So yeah, right now we have the Drew League, we got Air West, we Southern California, we got these high schools, you know what I'm saying, East
Mm-hmm.
Canyon, we just got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Fairfax, we just got Westchester, it's just, it's just our time. And yeah, I'm proud to say that the West Coast has been in the finals the last 3 years of Peach Jam, and I would expect
Word.
the West Coast team to be. And I mean West Coast, I mean from Seattle down to Arizona would have been in the finals this year too.
Yeah, because like the West Coast, we played like the year that I coached 16s with Chiz, we played the Paul Pierce's team that year. The Truth.
The truth.
That's when
Mm-hmm.
Jalen was with them then, and
Mm-hmm.
then we played. I think Christopher might have been with them too.
The following year, they didn't play
Christopher.
on the same team.
Oh, they
And
didn't play
Jalen
together.
played, and Jalen was on 16s, and Josh was probably playing that year. What was Josh doing that year? Josh was
So
with
they,
Cal Supreme that year.
he was with Cal Supreme. He sure was.
Yeah,
And then who else? They had it was a Mexican
Mike.
kid.
Hmm?
Mikey's real tough.
Mikey's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey's really good right now, but Mikey's on the other side. So, but no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But shout
He's
out to
winning.
Mikey though. Shout out to Mikey though. But Mikey, good people. His family's good
Yeah, I was
people.
going to touch. I was going to touch on that too because over here we got one of our rivals is a Adidas program too. So we it is what it is, recruiting wise. But they do good things too. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you're helping kids, it's always a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? And but the West Coast, like style of ball, like coming up myself, like East Coast kid. I just look at the West Coast as fast. It seems like it's always been fast. Like I remember when I played AAU, we went to nationals in Indianapolis. We played a team from I'll never forget this team. I tell this story all the time. We played a team from Seattle, Washington, and they had on purple and those purple and teal Jordan 5s. And yo, I couldn't stop talking about it the whole trip. I'm like, yo, the whole team had them on, dog. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right,
And
right.
it was like, we had a couple of athletic guys. My guy, he probably tapped it a little while ago. My man, Brett Harper, he was super athletic already. We were like 8th and 9th graders. I think we were 8th grade when we went to Indianapolis. And it was real big coming from the city. I hadn't seen that. I think we went to Orlando or either Memphis before too. But Indianapolis was crazy because we went to where they to the Pacers gym and stuff like that. But we played a team from Seattle and they were like slim. Everybody was like slim build and everybody was fast as hell, like real athletic. You know what I mean? I'm like, is that like a West Coast thing? Because it seemed like everybody I know that could hoop out there is like fast, athletic. You know what I'm saying? Shoot it from like real far.
Well, and we do get this, and I always talk about this. People still call it soft. LA guys are soft. West Coast is soft. When I say yeah, we're soft till we get to the NBA. I'll take
Right.
that. But yeah, we're slim. When you get a burly guy that got some game, but that's that's far in between. We're usually slim. We're athletic. Like I said, we're outside. Like if you're outside playing basketball, you're not trying to be out there you're not trying to bake. You're not trying to
Mm-hmm.
run sets. You're trying to get up and down and highlight this guy, and you know what I'm saying. So we have different variety of basketball. We're not the bruisers and stuff. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
say last time we had like a bruiser, but yeah, we got game in the league. it's kind of catered to the style of play that we have. That's kind of why we're flourishing in the league right now, because it's all wide open.
Wide open.
You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
lot of island
Trying
ball
to
out
get up
there.
and down. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's just that's our thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, little homie want to check in and see what's up.
Oh yeah. Oh, we
So
got Mr. Westbrook checked in too. I appreciate that.
so so our
Detroit.
game is just, well, he's a bruiser, he's a beast. He's a little different than some West Coast kids. You know what I'm saying? He's tough. You know what I'm saying? He could play in any era against anybody. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no shorts in him. But yeah, so we get the soft tag, but we play hard, man. We play hard. We can run, jump. You know what I'm saying? That's just our style, and the game is catered to us right now. So
Yeah, it's like wide open. It's a lot of space in basketball, and I think a lot, the guys out there can boogie. They're kind of like athletic. A lot of athletic guys out there.
mm-hmm.
And when we played this year, I think that hurt us in Peach Jam because we had Why Not on the ropes.
Oh, Williams was kicking our butt. Williams
What?
had like 18 and 18. That like he was destroying us. Until that team started clicking, that Jalen Green got going.
Man, I couldn't believe it. I was sick to my stomach. I could have earled. I could have threw up. You know what I'm saying? Like he got going real bad. And then I had a game that night because I was coaching 15s.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, one of my parents is like letting us know what's going on. And through the whole first like 3 quarters, it was going our way. We was winning. I heard, Mark was going crazy, had like 15 rebounds going into the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, after my game, and then I ended up losing my game. And then I checked Twitter, and then I called one of the coaches, and it's like, nah, yo, they came back.
They came back.
I said, what? I said, he was like, yo, the 4th quarter, they was like, homie went crazy in the 4th quarter.
He lost his mind that 4th quarter.
Yeah, I think he had a dub. I think he had 20 in the 4th.
Yeah, he probably had 20 in that 4th quarter. I think he was 37. I think he had 20
but the 4th quarter, he had a dub alone.
No, it was something special. It was something
going
special.
downhill. I watched the game. I was like, we couldn't stop him from going downhill. I said, we should have double teamed him. I said,
but that team didn't even kicked out to a shooter. Like they lost that. They almost lost the game against you guys, and they lost to Mocan because they didn't have no size. So the tallest guy that was playing was 6'8". We had a big kid, but he didn't get a chance to play that much. So it had to be. It was a conflict of styles. It had to be up and down, and you guys slowed it down and grinded it out, and they just prevailed that night.
Yeah, because I was like, if Mark would have got some more touches in the 4th, we might have been able to get it done. I was like, man, we got to get there. I was like, man, I was trying to get to the chip because we haven't won a chip. Like I wasn't even in the org then. I was in the org, but I wasn't like I am now. They won it back in the day. It was no EYBL. It was just Peach Jam. You know what I mean? So they won it back then.
I'll tell you a quick story about Boo Williams. That's where Russell kind of blew up. He went to Boo Williams one time off the bench on a 16U team, and the dude didn't think he was good enough. The dude still to this day try to say it wasn't the case. But Russell went down there with another kid that was highly rated that was on that team, and he didn't perform well. And Russell went down there, and I think he might even got a dunk. I think he hit me like, I got a dunk, and I probably wasn't buying it back then. But he blew up at Boo Williams. That's where a lot of people came from. I mean, he could speak on that better than me, but if I remember correctly, it was Boo Williams, him and Donnell Beverly, his best friend to this day. They both went down there. It was called 94 by 50. It was Nike's attempt to find these before Cal Supreme, before Soldiers was a Nike team. It was 94 by 50, and they went down there. And back then it was that. Well, to this day, Boo Williams is a mythical name. That's magic. Back then, for real, I had never met Boo Williams. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And they went down to Boo Williams, and dude went down there and played his butt off, and that helped propel him to the guy he is to this day.
We put out a video. Maybe last summer.
What up, Ray?
And it was like, I see some more of the Cali folks joining. I appreciate it. I'm gonna follow some of them too. I just like meeting new people from everywhere, so I'm gonna follow some of them too.
That's part of the game. I love it too. I love being national. Like I was so West Coast and losing it for so many years, to be able to see and meet people from all over the country now. That's one of the best perks of my job. That's why I'm going crazy, looking like a crazy man right now. Like,
you still got the hair though, baby. That's good. That's good business though.
Oh no, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. Trust that. Believe that.
See?
But yeah, I can't get on the road and be my people's. You know what I'm saying?
He runs the Why Not program, right?
Reynard is the director. Him and Reggie are co-directors of the Why Not program. Yeah,
I met him at the. You probably remember, but I met him at the program. Excuse me, at the directors meeting at Peace Jam last year. He was sitting with some of the guys from Why Not. We was up there with them, but I definitely love meeting people from all over the place, though. But that that circuit is something different, though. It dude's I'm losing my mind at 34. He said he's losing his at 34.
Right, right.
Yeah, you're a good guy, man, Trav. I remember meeting you. I mean, Ray, excuse me.
Right.
I remember meeting you up there at the joint. We had a nice conversation, yo, real good stuff. So, like I said, it's funny because with the Nike folks and all that, like we're rivals, everybody, you know what I'm saying? So, but we can chop it up. It just feel like sometimes we have issues with other orgs and stuff like that. But we play, go hard, be in the same hotel rooms, and then see each other at the Hooters in the area and stuff like that too. And just it's just love then. But it was a 2-minute video that somebody created for us for the Sportsplex. It was just showing, and I want to say it might have had a clips of Russ in there, but it was showing like all the people who's played in the building before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, when each one teach one had been, you know what I mean? And then I was talking to Dane the other day about when Booker. Yes, sir. We definitely gonna connect. I'm gonna follow your page after this. After me and him get done, I get your info for Chris because I definitely like link it up because I was gonna tell Chris after this is over when I want to get out to Cali and just move around a little bit and touch that West Coast air a little bit. I ain't did it in a while, and I'm sick that we couldn't go to Sacramento this year. Like. Yeah. As soon as I get up to 17s, there's no,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the joint got jammed up. I'm like, this is crazy.
Right.
But I was telling Dane how I met the coach from Alabama Challenge back in the day. And Devin Booker was kind of floating under the radar. But I'm like, and the coach was telling me that. And I'm like, how, though? He in this joint shooting from half court. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think one game I seen him go crazy. And then I think you know who went crazy in the Sportsplex? People talk crazy about him, but Austin, Doc Rivers' son, Austin Rivers had like 55 in there one day. You know what I'm saying? He went crazy in there. What's my other guy that went to Kentucky? He's from Jersey. He came in there with a boot on. He played for New Jersey Players. Briscoe. He came in there with a boot on. I didn't even think he was going to be playing. He sat on the bench in a boot the whole warm up. And then when the game started, he took the boot off, put a sneaker on. He had like 35. I said, oh, he's different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Malik Monk had a legendary showing in the Sportsplex. That California Supreme team, look, back when they had the two big boys, they practiced at my old high school, and they broke the rim in the joint. They broke the rim in the high school. That's when they had the big boy that went to UNLV, and they had 8 and 2. So they had both those big boys at the same time.
McCoy.
Yeah, McCoy and
me and Ray
Aiton
just saw McCoy. Me and Ray just saw McCoy in Vegas last time I was out there with Ray. That's funny. But yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I see some legendary times go down in that Sportsplex though. I was kind of blessed, that Boo made it to where he was. You know what I'm saying? It brought it right back down to my town. So that's a blessing to be able to see that, all the time. And now the girls. What do you think about the girls side of the ball? Because I see you talk to some of the women and stuff like that.
So like I'm like with Dane, like that's not really my wheelhouse. Even though we have introduced the young ladies to Air West, and the adult women, and we will be doing more stuff with women. And it's so unfortunate they lose the dude that was championing them the most as far as Kobe and all that.
Right.
But I'm excited to see what happens with them. You know what I'm saying? I need to get more involved with, like, one of my best friends, Courtney Corner. She's the head trainer for the Sparks. So I can get to the Sparks whenever I need. One of my trainers from Air West, Sand.
All right, we're gonna I think we might have had some internet issues for a minute, y'all. I'm sure Chris will join back in just a minute. I'm gonna set my phone down. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. Oh, there we go. Here comes Chris right now. Let me know if the audio is distorted, because I just did something. I'm moving around a little bit.
That's on me.
Oh, no, it's all good. Oh, yeah.
My bad, fellas. I was saying I need to get more involved with the young ladies. And but it's out here too. It's rich too. It's popping. The girls can hoop. It's a 6th grade girl out here. I think is so good. I know it's so young to say that, but she's so good. I hope she stays focused and she's blessed with a good career, because I mean she's elite right now, and I don't think nobody knows yet. But it's the movement is out here as well. So I'm definitely going to start pulling up to more girls. Again, we got her game out here is putting on some really good shows for young ladies too. So I got to do a better job. What's up, Amir? I thought we was playing 2K yesterday. You never did hit me back. Anyway, that's my cousin.
Yeah.
So
with Boo looking at girls too, and I met a little girl, a freshman. I met her when she was like
yeah, that's her T. Yeah.
And the girls' game was taking off like crazy. And I was going to touch back on some of the other stuff that's going on in LA, because it's just a lot of my folks that's checking in, East Coast, and then we got the West Coast people checking in. I just wanted to touch on that the Kobe. I wanted to touch on first on Nipsey Hussle, how that affected like LA culture and LA basketball, just LA period. I know that was when my fiance, she DM'd me, or she sent me an article, and it was like Nipsey Hussle got shot. You know what I'm saying? Because I had got onto Nipsey a while ago from one of my guys. He put me onto, and I was like, nah. I said Nipsey ain't get shot. That joint ain't even on the internet yet. You know what I'm saying? Twitter, boom, it's on Twitter. You know what I mean? I'm crazy. And I didn't know if he was alive still or not. The news was going crazy. So how did that affect the scene out there? You know what I mean? Because he was doing a lot of positive stuff in the town. He was real good friends with a lot of the athletes in the LA. You know what I mean? He had a nice movement going, and it looked like he was trying to change some stuff in the hood, in the area out there. He stayed, in the town. He stayed in touch with the town and what was going on. So how did that affect you guys, in the city? Because it affected the world, so I know it touched you guys a lot tougher than us.
Well, real quick, somebody asked me what have I recognized in the greats, something about greats going on. I only know one great. I know some really good ball players. I only have hands-on with one great player, and that was Russell. And for him, he just was no nonsense, and he just played the right way. He played hard, and he did what he had to do to stay on the floor, which allowed him to showcase his game as he progressed and he got older. So for any other kid out there, like I said, rebounding and playing defense, it ain't the sexiest thing, but that's the thing that keeps you on the floor.
Definitely would keep you on the
I
floor.
always joke all the time. Ben Holland did not want Russell to get off like that, but he had to, because Russell was the best defender and he could rebound the basketball. And I believe that's what helped give him that base to when he could do all the other stuff that he's been doing and taking over the world with his triple doubles and whatnot. When it comes to Nipsey, so for me, I never met Nipsey, which is one of the biggest crimes that I regret forever. You know what I'm saying? That was one of Russell's best friends. I was one of James' best friends. So we were always in the same circle. Like, we was always around each other in a sense. But I'm from LA, and he's from a different hood that I grew up in. So you just don't pull up on dudes. I don't care who they are. You just don't pull up to be like, oh, hey. No, that just ain't how I roll. That's not how I roll. So I missed out. And I almost met him a few times, and I almost met him recently, the week before he passed away, which is crazy. But the loss is still felt in my part of LA. I don't know what people do in Hollywood or how they feel in the Valley, but where I'm from, that loss was huge. That loss, I don't see it ever being filled. We lost a giant. We lost somebody we needed. He was saying the right stuff. He was doing the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the situation we got going on right now, like the police brutality and the murders. Like, that's crazy. Like, I would have loved to hear what Nipsey would have had to say, or how he would have motivated everybody to do something about it. So LA, as much as we are popping and how we are controlling the NBA right now, or running, I say running, whatever, that means it's my word. We lost a champion. Like, a giant. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. I drive on Slauson every Wednesday when I go to Air West. So when I leave where I live now to go to my old neighborhood, where Air West is actually in my old neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
I have to drive down Slauson every day. And then sometimes I just drive a little further down just to see where, just to reminisce a little bit. Like, I grew up cruising the Crenshaw. Back in the day, we used to cruise the Shaw. I don't know if young people don't know about that. People used to actually drive in their cars on Sunday nights up and down Crenshaw just to be seen. So I'm very familiar with that area. Plus, I went to Crenshaw High School. So we will feel that loss for a long time, especially in my lifetime. And even though I didn't know him, I wrote something. Facebook reminds you of some things you say. Facebook reminded me of something I said in 2011 when I was like, I don't know who this kid is, but his music is X, Y, and Z, and I'm so happy I have me saying that. And when I was recovering from my situation, that I took that time to just go into all this old stuff, and especially when Victory Lap came out, I didn't take that out of rotation.
Yeah, that was hard.
For like 9 months until I listened to Meek Mills a little bit, and then I got on the Mozzie because of Nipsey had a song on Mozzie, and I was listening to Mozzie a little bit, but it was all Nipsey, and it will always be Nipsey, it will always be LA, it would always be Marathon, you know what I'm saying? So it's tough, like, you know, and it's, like I said, if that was my friend, I'd probably be even more devastated from it, but hearing that he had passed away, and I was going to the Marathon store that day. I was coming from the east side from the Drew League meeting. I said, let me go to the Marathon store today. And I was like, no, Sunday, too many ends going to be up there. I'm not doing it. And then that thing happened, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if we've ever lost anybody as special as Nipsey in LA. I don't think, you know, we lost Kobe, and that's another thing that's just devastating. And I was thinking about that the other day, and it's just really hard to believe that even happened.
Yeah.
But at the day, he wasn't from LA. You know, he was the second home, you know what I'm saying? Kobe was the world, you know, Kobe was so worthy. Nipsey was ours. Nipsey was an LA kid from LA, you know what I'm saying? And
doing stuff right there in LA.
And doing stuff in LA. And you know, you're supposed to do, I don't know, man. That's weird. It's just weird. Like, you just wish he wasn't there that day, but he had to be there that day, because that's what he was about, you know what I'm saying? It took an act of God and some foolishness and some heatedness to take him off this earth. And hopefully, you know, people like Russ, James, myself, and anybody else, Ray, anybody else that touch, we just continue to keep telling this story and trying to do some of the things that he was on his way of doing, or something, or trying to finish some things he was doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that was tough.
That's
That
a
was
lot. Yeah, because
tough.
I remember it, because I got on the Nipsey probably around his it was one of the mixtape with 4 in the morning.
Probably Crenshaw.
Yeah, Crenshaw. That's when I got on him. I wasn't on him as early, like Slauson Boy and all that. I got privy to it. Somebody introduced that to me, but Crenshaw was really my joint that I really got in tune with it. You know what I mean?
I looked at my old iPad, and I had bought the album. I was so happy that I had bought the album back in the day. Like, I didn't buy the $100 joint. I bought it on iTunes, you know.
Right.
So, but I'm happy that I was. And if you own him now before he died, after he died, that's fine. But I'm just, as an LA guy, I'm just happy I recognized how good he was. And that was like, I had publicly told a lot of people that was my favorite rapper before he died. He performed an All-Star weekend, and I had to hurry and get a ticket last minute. Like, it was just a lot of stuff about that dude that I really wanted to just sit down and talk to him about. But his impact and his legacy, you know, people say lives on forever. Nah, he's gone, but his legacy lives on forever. You know what I'm saying? I wish, you know, he was here to just, you know, just live his life. He had a family, he had kids, you know what I'm saying? Everything for the city. He was
only young. He was only like 32 or 33 at the time? 31? Yeah, he was young. Real young guy. So he was real ahead of his time being so young. And I hate to go back to back with that with Nip and then Kobe. But like you said, Kobe's he's a East Coast guy, but you know, he grew up in LA. He came to LA probably at 17 or 18?
17, 18 years old, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So same thing again. My fiance, she DM'd me about that one and sent it to me. It was like, Kobe's dead, and it was something, and nobody knew what happened. But then I realized it was a Sunday. You know, we're in the basketball world. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and then I heard it was a helicopter issue. So I'm like, damn, something happened to Kobe on a Sunday in the helicopter. He probably was going to some basketball. You know what I'm saying? Going to do some basketball shit. And I was like, yeah, you know what I mean?
His own tournament. And Nipsey down on Sunday too. So just imagine how Sundays are. Sundays in LA is Nipsey and Kobe for me anyway. Like, I'm watching some Kobe and I'm listening to Nipsey all day. Like, that's just the way it goes. We start working on a Sunday. But Kobe was a little bit, I knew Kobe. I actually worked, you know, I'm the lead guy for Kobe's Mamba League, you know what I'm saying? And me and Kobe had just talked about that. We were talking about year 3 and how that was gonna look. And you know, like, I'm not sitting here and saying me and Kobe was cool and I had his number. But we shared a lot of space, and I was the guy that was responsible for making sure that the Mamba League was ran well. And to my best degree, I was spitting his words out there, you know what I'm saying, to keep it honorable and stand up. You know, the program wasn't the elite basketball players, but it was the Boys and Girls Club, and it was Mamba League, and it was just another part of what he was doing post basketball to lend his hand. You know, he didn't
Mm-hmm.
disappear. He actually became more visible, more touchy.
Way more visible, way
You know what
more.
I'm saying?
I think his
So,
kids did that to him. I think his kids made him more visible, made him like, you know, because he started doing stuff with his daughter, especially with Gigi, you know, becoming such a good basketball player. So I think that made him more visible, a little bit more vulnerable to the people. You know what I'm saying? You know, seeing him retire and going to games and smiling, you know, sitting courtside at the games and all that. It was a different way of seeing Kobe, the killer. You know what
the
I'm
weight,
saying?
if people don't understand, like, not, I don't say people don't understand, but for who don't understand, the weight is off. Like the burden of being this basketball guy is lifted. Michael was a better dude. I met Michael after he played, but from the people telling me, I know he was a better dude after he retired, because you don't have
Mm-hmm.
the same stress. It's not the same.
Right.
People aren't trying to just get at you so much. They still trying to get at you, but it's a different pressure. And he was,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, he was relaxing. Like Michael said, I just can't wait to get a pot belly. You know, I
Right.
don't have to work out every day no more. I don't have to do stuff. I could just kind of be an adult. And Kobe, you know, definitely loved his kids, but you could just tell he had a special bond with Gigi. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
the last, because they played in the May Hoops, Mamba League was in the
Yeah.
team Mamba was in the May Hoops League, which I partnered with, not partnered with, Chad allowed me to help him out with him on the
Mm-hmm.
West Coast. I don't like to call that partner. That's Chad's baby. Chad just let me rock with him.
Yeah,
And
Chad is my guy. Chad is a good guy. I met you at Chad event.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that the Chad is I rock with Chad. I met Chad a while ago. Then I met you, and me, you, Chad, and Chiz in the sports players.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he links me with a lot of guys. I work this camp. You know what I'm saying? So I rock with Chad for sure. But yeah, the Kobe thing out there, I was like, damn, LA is just taking hit after
We
hit.
taking hits after hits. Then the young boy, Pop Smoke, get
Pop
killed out
Smoke
here.
out
You know,
there in LA.
you know, so it's just, you know, LA, as beautiful as it is, you know, and that's with any city. New
Mm-hmm.
York got its beautiful spots, and it got its ills. You know, Chicago, you know, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But for being from LA and taking those back to back hits, you know, that in less than a year, is just
Less than a year.
like it was just a
And it was
bad
two
cloud.
huge, impactful people, you
I
know,
mean,
for
like
black
giants,
folks. Yeah.
not like good. Oh, they were giants. They were the best at what they were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and they were both doing so much for the community. Kobe was
Right.
doing stuff for the community, like I said, with the Mamba League, and then he was supporting his daughter's team, or it was his team, Team Mamba, and he was, you know, just, you know, it was
Mm-hmm.
crazy time to be from LA, man.
Yeah, because like I was saying, like we touched on it when I came to LA for All-Star Weekend back in the day, we stayed out there like another 2 days too. You know, a couple of my guys. So we were going down Melrose. You know, Melrose is nice. You know, you shopping this and that, and then we just kept going a little further. I'm like, oh, it's getting a little darker now in this part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, I never thought Melrose would lead me into the stuff. You know what I'm saying? And one of his guys took us out that hood where they had training day at back then, but it wasn't like it was from training day. It was calm down the jungle. Took us to the jungle.
It ain't that calm to this
It
day.
ain't that calm. Yeah,
No.
because he was a dude from LA. He was
Yeah.
an LA guy, so you know he was an older dude. He was already older than back then. I was younger, '04, but he was already, you know, like I would say my age right now. So I guess he had some stripes out there. So he took us out there, had a barbershop in the hood. Like I was like, damn, this is a different side of LA I didn't think I would see. But you know, him taking us in the barbershop. I had cornrows at the time. Took us to get our hair braided in the city. You know what I'm saying? And his nephew had a barbershop all the way up Hollywood. He was like, yeah, I had to get out of the hood. I came up here, I get $100 a cut up here. I'm like, shit,
Right.
I would have came up here too.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
Especially
would have definitely.
2004. Jeez.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I definitely would have did that too. But yeah, that LA back to back hits like that, I was like, I know that's real tricky for LA, man. I was feeling for y'all then myself. No bull
Yeah,
with that.
we like you said, like, you know, everything's a give and take in the universe. You know what I'm saying? We rolling on this aspect, but then we lose on this aspect. So you just got to find the middle ground and live your best life. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's just me. You know, but yeah, man, we don't
What's
need no more
so
L's.
Kobe leaving like that? So you guys are still running the you guys, when the COVID lifts up, you guys are going to keep the Mama League? Was it just for
I'm
girls?
hoping. I'm hoping it was a partnership between the Boys and Girls Club where we were teaching basketball to begin. Half these kids didn't even want to play basketball, but they were learning. You know, Kobe gonna be involved. They're gonna be involved. So we were teaching the game in 7 different areas within Los Angeles County. So like we'd be way out in Whittier, which is like 45 minutes, or we'd be in. I remember being in Watts, like you talk about the gym being in the projects. One of the
Right.
Boys and Girls Clubs in the projects where dudes is hanging out, and we got to pull up
Word.
teach these kids who aren't used to having, especially definitely not used to having a black man's voice telling them what to do. So it was challenging. So I talked to my mans, and I'm praying that we get to do it again, and I keep Kobe's legacy alive. And but we'll see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know it's a lot going into it behind the scenes with it. Because I even had talked to Boo about maybe trying to get a Kobe jersey, just putting a Kobe jersey up. You know how we retire our player jerseys in there.
Yeah, right.
I wanted to do Kobe and Gigi. He said he's just going to reach out, and I was going to have Chad probably reach out to you to make sure that it was okay, like, you know, that nobody would be offended by it if we put something like that up in the sportsplex and to honor them and stuff like that.
Well, I can ask the right people. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why that would be a negative thing, but but you do know, like, it's still a touchy situation. Like they just changed the Mamba Center back to a sports academy. So
it did.
You know, so I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
You know, speak on what's going on, but
It's
that's
hard
still
to talk
fresh.
about that.
That's still real fresh. You know, with a lot of folks, especially in the basketball community. You know, Kobe's name.
Kobe's name and the stuff going on, because that the way he was doing the Mamba League and with those girls, and I saw that Chad had did the event there. I was like, ooh, that's dope. I said I might be able to touch the Mamba Center when I get out to California. You know what I mean? Because it was a Nike. You know, being one of the perks of being down with a Nike program.
Right.
We'll probably see that type of stuff. Because I know when our girls went out there, they played somewhere out there, but they went to Oakland. They went to the Oakland Soldiers gym. Then with the Soldier Town, that's the name of it. Yeah, they went to Soldier Town, and they was in there. They said it was how crazy it was, and then I don't know how they went from there, and then they was in LA too, at UCLA. Then did a couple of legendary stuff. So, you know, LA is just real big in basketball, and just a lot going on out there. Now, yeah. So I just wanted to go back to that Drew League thing one more time too, touch on that some more, right? So, like with the Drew League. So with those guys coming back into that Drew League, right? The NBA guys coming back playing. You guys had was this the first time the last couple of years that y'all opening up for high school kids?
No, always go. High school kids always play.
Oh,
high school kids just didn't play. Like you always had, like Barron played when he was in high school. Kenny Bruner played when he was in high school. Darrell played when he was in high school. So guys play in the small. So he's been in 3 gyms. So the small gym, the King Drew Middle School. Is the original gym. It ended up being at King Drew High School years later. So, but the little 2 gyms, there's always been high school kids that play. But like high school kids, like Josh Christopher playing, like that just, you know. Well, I mean, I guess Barron was just as big back then too. We just
hell yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. But
I used to love
guys,
Baron Davis, and I'm out here. I love Baron Davis back in the day. Hell yeah. So the Drew is a school. The Drew is a school. I didn't know that either. This is like a history lesson for me.
You know, Charles Drew, the guy that the legendary Charles Drew, he has a middle school in LA in Watson. It's some, I ain't call it Watts or Compton, but it's like in deep South Central LA. And then we went to a park which was up the block because some things happened at the middle school with the administration. And we went up the block to Washington Park for a couple of years, and then we got to the high school, which is King Drew High School, which is in Watts. Right in the motherland of all the LA BS from the history, you know, Watts stuff right down the street from there. So
yeah, I did not know Drew was a school. I just thought it was something that y'all came up with.
No, it's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I used to tell people that all the time. People like, man, where you about to go play basketball? I'm about to go play at the Drew. What is that? Somebody's name? Who is that? Like, no, it's a school, dude. Like,
yeah, I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, you looking at it on YouTube and stuff like that. Not being there, I thought it was something that like blew up in LA. I thought it was an LA thing, and I thought once it blew up, Nike came and just put a stamp on it and made it, you know, put the theatrics to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I didn't know it was a school.
Basically, I mean, pretty much. I mean, so I started in '96, and throughout from '96 to 2020, Nike had come in as a sponsor in and out. So at one point it was Nike, then it wasn't, then it was Nike. So, but Nike coming in 2013, 2014 is when it really just put the media machine behind that Nike stamp. Like Nike is basketball. Like you don't think of Nike, you think of basketball and the storytelling and the energy behind it. So once Nike put their energy behind it, it is what it is to this day. And it's unfortunate that we won't have a season for the first time in 45 years.
I saw that on Twitter. They canceled it.
Yeah, so
I saw that.
That just means 2021 gonna be unbelievable.
It's gonna be super lit. It's gonna be crazy out there. I know I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it to LA. I'm gonna do that all. You
That was
said
the
what
real.
about Nike
That was
Run?
so he's talking about what about Nike Run at Veteran Park? That was the real run by DeAnthony Langston. DeAnthony is one of the co-directors of The Truth. So
Mm.
DeAnthony's like the old head that's been doing it forever. So Ashton, you ain't never called me that in your life, and you gonna call me that now. That's funny.
I got it pinned on the thing. He probably be like,
No,
"Oh,
but Ashton's my guy. This is Ashton Hardaway, one of our top freshmen. Well, he'd be a sophomore now. About six. What are you like 6'2" now? Ashton 6'2" point guard. Talk to me. No, he's about 6'6", going 6'7" point guard. So he's one of our kids that's gonna be really special. And I appreciate him with the shout out.
So like at the mom, do you help out with training like those guys out there, Cali, the
No,
Nike guys, or you just okay?
no. I mean, I definitely my background is training. Like I used to go back from like 2013 to about 2018. I was the guy that was putting on
6'6"
all the
shooting guard.
plays. Oh, now you're a shooting guard. Okay. I thought 6'6" point guard sound better than 6'6" shooting guard in my opinion, but
Word.
he's down. So yeah, I used to be the guy that do all the training, be on the court, breaking my back, and I can still do that. But my thing is, I'm more so the guy that facilitates everything. I hire guys, or at least put people on to do different certain things. So, but so I don't. The kids at the Mamba Center, the guys at the Mamba Center, no, those are the Mamba guys. Those are trained 24 hours a day. They think in basketball and training. So no.
Yeah, because I see they got pros coming in there. I've seen some high school guys online in there. I've seen college guys in there. So I said that's kind of dope. We got some stuff in the mix too that we trying to do some things like that. I see stuff going on in different areas, and I kind of like try to kind of mesh it all together and see what we can do in our town out here. Yeah, to see what we can put together out here, because we got some good hoopers out here, and we just gotta get them where they need to be seen and where they need to be playing at. So going back to your evaluation piece of like your career or your job. So is that something that you do for Nike? You're Nike basketball grassroots scout, or?
So I wear many hats in the field. So working for EYBL is definitely one of my hustles, I call it. Air West is one of my hustles. Air West is a Nike program. So, and the Drew League is a Nike program. I'm not necessarily getting paid for the Drew League, but the Drew League has been my safe haven since '96, and I've done whatever I can to help boost the popularity of that. And I was instrumental in helping get the lockout game started in 2011. KD. So people don't know the lockout game became about because KD came and played on my Drew League team, and we talked about that. Me, KD, and Darrell. KD made like a joke, like we need to do this in DC, and I ran with it, and I stayed on Darrell's head, and Darrell was probably like, leave me alone. I was like, dude, we got to get this going. Dino and them was involved, Chanel was involved, and we just started talking. We really just started talking mess between Miles and them on Facebook. That's how old we are. We was talking mess on Facebook, and it kind of picked up some steam from there. And people don't know that the Kobe game. So when Kobe came down to play, and that's a long story. I don't think we have time for that. But
no, we good.
That was actually the first lockout game. And we were trying to figure out how can we get guys to practice before they go. And guys ain't trying to practice, want to go hoop. And my man Jerry Story, who worked for Kobe, called me. And I remember I missed the call initially. When I finally talked to him and I talked to Dino, it already kind of been out there that they wanted to play, but they didn't. If the season was over or the championship game, so he couldn't just come play in the championship game. And I came up with the idea. I said, dude, let's just do a All-Star game. And James and DeMar and LB didn't play. Pooh and all them guys, they all gonna come play if Kobe playing in the gym.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Like, we just made a random game on a Tuesday, called it All-Star game, but it was really a practice game. And in the history, the rest is history. Kobe came down and hooped. That was the first lockout game. And then we went to DC 3 or 4 days later, played in that lockout game, which is everyone recognized as the first lockout game. And then everything else from there, from Steph Curry having the game to LeBron and D Wade having the game to Blake having the game, all that came from Kobe Bryant coming down to the Drew League and playing the game real quick before he went to DC. What up, Big Mike? Yeah, Mike was around back in the day. Yeah, we used to talk. Mike, we used to talk all the time too. So, Yeah, man. A lot of things came from 2011. To me, was the best year of basketball for my life, and for a lot of people's lives as well, because it gave them a chance to the lockout. They got to regenerate, get their batteries going, and find out some ways to really take over this game. And players are taking over the NBA right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's right in
Yeah,
the right place.
LA is doing it big, doing it big. I argue with people all the time. DC, LA. I mean, I love my area too. We got some guys. We got some young guys coming up. You know what I mean? Because we've been good a couple of times. And then there's some other kids out here from other programs that's pretty good. So we're trying to get it going. My brother tapped in too. Appreciate it, bro. But we're definitely trying to get it going. I need to get out to the LA. Jamal Crawford brought his team to Drew. That was I'm sure that was.
They actually went to go play up there. I don't think Jamal played at the Drew. I don't remember Jamal playing in LA, but they took a team to Seattle and played them. Oh no, he did come down to LA too. I'm sorry, I was in high school. That was the year I was in high school. That was 2018. So he went up to DC. He went up to Seattle first, and then they came back the following year and played there. So yeah, and low key, Jamal Crawford is actually from LA. He just moved when he was in high school.
Oh wow!
A little tidbit, just a little.
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, I didn't know that a lot until around that time when people was telling he went to school called Dorsey High School, which is Crenshaw's rival, which is right off Crenshaw as well. So, yep, that game was at Southwest. I was in the hospital. I didn't get to go to that game. Yep, correct.
So the guys like KD and them helped you put that big game together. Was it called Capital Punishment?
Capital Punishment. I don't know who came with that name, but no, it was KD and Darrell were the spearhead. Those are the two NBA guys that spearheaded. I was just a little guy in the middle, running my mouth with my energy and help tie the knots together.
But they needed that. They needed that though to kind of make it all.
They're not gonna deal with that. They're gonna say some stuff and they're gonna go on to their fabulous lives. And I'm here like, no, dude, remember we said we was gonna do this. Remember we said we are gonna do that. And like, oh, come on, dude. And then one thing led to another, and Dino got on his phone and got with his people. And we got some people. Rod Smith, he was doing a thing called the Basketball Channel, and he put a lot of his own brain, put their own.
Did it hang up? Oh no.
Money behind it.
So Dino's, I hear you referring to him. I know who that is, but you talk about from Pangos, right?
No, I'm not talking about Dino from Pangos.
Oh, you're not talking about him? Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about. I'm sorry too, people that think that. I'm talking about Dino Smiley, the commissioner. Well, he's the former commissioner of the Drew League. Chanel Smiley, his daughter, the new commissioner of the Drew League.
Okay.
Dino was the commissioner for the Drew League for about 30 years. So his name is Dino Smiley. He's
good.
He's our rucker. He's our rucker. He's our guy that guys look to for advice and helping hand here and there. He thought that's funny, J. Mark. I'm not shouting them Dinos. I'm talking about Dinos.
Right. Look. I'm looking at somebody laughing. I'm looking at somebody laughing. I'm like, nah, I'm glad you told me that because I wasn't sure if you was talking about him or not.
No, that's clear. No, this is our thing. This is the East Coast. I'm the East Coast. This is East Side African American man who put his, who dedicated his life to making sure LA basketball is where it is right now. So he's a big part of why we are right now, as far as one of the best programs as far as Southern California when it comes to
Southern California. Yeah.
So Dino Smiley is the one I said told me I need to go try out for Drew League as well. So I don't know if I think that was Dino's, and not that, and Dino's is cool too, but we're talking about Dino Smiley right now.
Yeah, so now it's giving me the countdown now. So we got like 2 minutes before I tap out. Was you were you good or were you good from here, or would you come back in for a minute just to close out?
It's whatever. I'm just running my mouth right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When it hangs up, we'll come back in for a little bit, and I'll let some people ask a couple of questions because I know a couple of people wanted to ask some, and I still, I could talk to you all day about this stuff like this, and I touch back on because I know it's some. Yeah, no problem, Jacob. And I know some kids that I know that tapped in too, and I wanted to touch back on the scouting stuff that you do. And if you look at the East Coast kids and things like that, and or is it just? I mean, I know you're a West Coast guy, but I know when you go to games and stuff like that, when you see a player, is a player is a player. You know what I mean? So it's not matter where he's from. He said, "What's the best AAU tournament for 8th graders in Midwest and West Coast?"
I think it's May Hoops. I think May Hoops. I'm not, and like you said, I'm not really. Of course, I know some East Coast kids, but that's not my job. So if I'm looking at a kid, I'll just give my opinion. But I'm not supposed to be pulled up, and I let the guys on that side of town do what they do. But May Hoops, I think that is probably the best avenue for middle school kids right now when it comes to leagues and camps and stuff, especially on that side of town, you know, on the East Coast, Midwest, and that kind of vibe. But
Oh yeah, because they move around with it too. They do a
yeah.
Midwest
They
Mania.
kind of, you know, they're on the West Coast a little bit now. You know, that's why me and Chad work together. You know, I'm basically just riding his coattail, getting a check, and showing my face. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that love.
Or then because you come in the gym so fly, he can't help it.
Yeah.
I said that's the first thing I said. Oh, that's Mr. Nike for sure, for sure. I said, Lord. Yeah, so it's gonna tap us out, and then I'm gonna
Okay,
tap
well,
back in.
I'll link back in with you.
All right, bet. It's gonna do it right now.
Okay.